What's the crack, everybody? It's your boy the Minion from Allcast Irish Gamers. That's my gamer tag. Stick yours in the comments and we'll get a duel sometime. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. It'll really help the channel a lot, help the video a lot. You're doing me a massive solid, guys. Cheers. So welcome back, guys. I have finished the event, the normal rare event, with my Cyber Dragon deck. Really impressed by this deck. It did start off with a really good win rate. It was 100% for so long. You know, never mind the disconnects, they were kind of happening a lot to me and my opponent, but I did lose twice. You know, I bricked hard the first time, and then the second time I just got slapped. I mean, I wasn't seeing any Cyber Dragons. They got Driglubion out in the field. He went into number 92, the Heart Dragon, and you know, I couldn't out him the second time. That was it. It was over. But never mind that. I had a pretty much 95% win rate with this deck, and a lot of the cards I put in there were really useful. Starting off, of course, with Heavy Mech. Heavy Mech was so useful in this deck. The targeting protection from my opponent was just stellar. I wasn't seeing it do a lot because if they had something, they just simply couldn't activate it. But then when I'd summon a different monster, they could do it on that monster, and I was able to go, so they did have something. So I was able to actually see it working later on in the duels. You know, take this for instance, they had two cards that could have targeted. One could have equipped to my monster, and the other could have banished it and banished himself, and that would have been game. I would have been pretty screwed from there on in. But Heavy Mech really put in the work, helped me so much. And of course I also used my this is probably the first time I've ever used Forbidden Chalice on my own monster just to gain attack points, because I mean, who really cares if Cyber Dragon's effect gets negated? But I did care if he got destroyed, so I used 2 chalices on him, boosted attack by 800, and was able to beat over my opponent's monster. One of the cards that really did put in a lot of work, I have to say it again, is Chalice. Just using it defensively to boost my own monster, but more often than not you're using it on your opponent's monster to just negate their attack and just stop their play. And it's just so versatile. It's not once per turn, and you'll find it comes in handy so many times. It'll just stop them dead right in their tracks. So useful. Can't recommend it enough. Run it at 3. It's the equivalent of, you know, Infinite Impermanence or something like that. Now I know Lost Wind is also an option, but you know, Lost Wind is a trap card. Yeah, it can kind of, you know, recycle itself back to the field once, and then it gets banished afterwards. But it only works on special summon monsters, and more often than not, you're gonna want to use Chalice on their normal summon, because once they've committed the normal summon, they're kind of just all in at that point. They might have an extender, but with the normal rare limitations, you're not going to see it a lot. So you hit the normal summon with Chalice, and it really messes up their shit. Now here's a great example of it. He normal summons his monster, he tries to activate its effect, get the special summon from the graveyard. I ain't gonna let that happen. His monster's a tuner, he could do all sorts of things. No, I'm gonna stop you there, mate. Sorry about that. I'd also like to say that I wish I seen more variety of decks in the normal rare. Now I did see a few kind of crazy ones, very equip based and stuff, but more often than not you're going to come up against your ritual decks, the Megaliths, Magician of Chaos, stuff like that. I believe the Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon as well. Chaos Emperor Dragon also got summoned on me. The man activated his effect, thought he was going to kill me, but you know, with the errata, I believe it's only my cards that are, you know, accumulated and done damage to myself. So he only did 1500 damage, wiping everything, including his own stuff. So I was able to actually get back into the game. And yeah, so you gotta watch out for that, and you can't even do it on the same turn you summon it. So yeah, it's a good 3k beater, but it's a shadow of its former self. So I'm not surprised it's that rare. I've seen people complaining about it online, like, whoa, why is Chaos Emperor Dragon a 3? It's terrible, it's not a good card, don't worry about it. What you want to worry about is this deck right here. Cyber Dragons for the win. Now, I have a couple of options here. I can go with the Cyber Rev system, get another Cyber Dragon on the field, you know, detach my Union monster. I have 3 monsters on the field. I can maybe go into a link play, or even go into Nova. But you know what? It's too risky. As soon as I take that Union monster off, something could happen to that Cyber Dragon. So it's like, no, I'm going to hold on. And wouldn't you know it, Paleozoic. That's another deck I've seen as well, just a full Paleozoic deck. That was hard to get over. That was a grind game, but I did come out on top. But yeah, he uses the effect, targeted my monster that's not protected by heavy mech, and next turn he just scoops because he's got nothing. Now, as to what I was speaking about a moment ago, yes, it's yet another ritual deck. You're going to see these non-stop in the event, guys. Incantations to beat the band. They're just giving your opponent so much advantage. One special summons the next, he gets the ritual card. They got Manju, he's another plus, gets another ritual card, whether it's spell or ritual monster. And yeah, they go straight into Magician of Chaos, who's not half bad in this event because he's got that, you know, additional pop effect if a spell or trap card is activated. So he does have a few uses. I threw my idea for a Dark Magician deck in the bin very quickly, but I was actually impressed by how these guys were using the incantations to get him out. And of course the Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon was proving quite a problem as well when he gets summoned. But that doesn't matter once you've got DNA Surgery and Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. It's a board wipe, and then you get a 3k or a 4k beater at the end of it. It's such a good move to do. I can't stress it enough. Just contact fusing is the best way to get rid of monsters. It just bypasses every sort of protection they have, and it gets you just something that's on the field. It's just going to slap them. And of course, the other main use I got out of Heavy Mech in this event was when you normal summon it, you get to special summon a Union monster from your graveyard. Who are you going to summon? Your other Heavy Mech. You'll use them to go into your Exceed summon, who also has the ability to pop a spell and trap card on the field. Just really, really good cards. Super Quantal Mech, whatever his space. Just really, really good. Having back row removal in your extra deck is just essential in such a basic format. And what does he have? He's got Eternal Soul. I knew he had it because he searched it off Rod, and I knew he was going to wipe his own field with it. What I wasn't counting on was the activation of Eternal Soul to pop his field was going to trigger Magician of Chaos. So I couldn't get the OTK this turn, but at least I wiped his field. I got to smack him in the face for 1-8. Now it's into him. What's he going to do? Oh, would you look at that? It's scoop time. Now I'm going to pick the bones out of the event a little bit because it has been dumbed down a lot. You know, it's like going back a few decades in Yu-Gi-Oh! Of how basic the format is. And yeah, the duels can be very drawn out. I can kind of understand why people wanted to make self-TK decks. I wasn't going to bother with that. When you're only getting 50 for a loss, 500 for a win, you might as well just pull your fucking socks up and try and get the win. You know, you're going to save time by getting those wins a lot quicker. The only problem is, a lot of these duels are going to be drawn out. It's going to be back and forth. But with Cyber Dragons, when it gets going and you do have a decent setup and decent combo pieces, you can OTK with this deck. It's not impossible. It's implausible, depending on what your opponent has. If they've got back row removal, they get rid of your DNA Surgery. Yeah, you could be in trouble then because you can't contact fuse anymore. But I just found contact fusing, trying to get Nova on the field, going for that OTK. That's the main objective of this deck, and it does it so well. I used very little of my extra deck options. It was basically Chimera Tech, the Super Quantal Exceed monster, and that was it really. I think there was one time I got to use the floating effect of Nova to float into the Panzer Dragon, but that was basically it. You know, I put Panzer Dragon in there specifically because he's level 5, and if he's destroyed, he pops something on the field, so he can be used to go into another Nova. You get me? Like, all in all, I will say I did have a lot of fun playing this event because I was using this deck. I'd say if I had to use any other deck, it would have been like pulling teeth trying to get the points I needed. I got to 10,000 points and I said I'm out, because after that all you're getting is you know, the legacy pack tickets, and I've already got about 60 of them. I don't really care for legacy pack tickets, but this is what you want to do. you want to get your Nova on the field, wipe their board, use Nova's effect, special summon Cyber Dragon, and just go for that OTK. So you attack with Cyber Dragon first, then you hit with Fortress. That drops them roughly, down to 2-9. That's a good number, because now you can banish your Cyber Dragon, boost up your Nova, and go for the final hit. So what did you think of this deck, guys? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.